Hello, this is David with Oil Trading Academy, and today is 4/16/13. And today I'm going to talk to you about trading without emotions. I have been trading since the year 2000, and I have taught many people to trade in the last 12 years. And I have had many clients, and it gives me the unique perspective to know what people struggle with out there when they're trading. And vice versa, the people who do really well at their trading. Wouldn't you like to know what the difference is between somebody who really struggles and somebody who does really well? What's the difference? Well, I can tell you there is a difference, and I'm going to share it with you right now. It's definitely your emotions. It's your emotions that are going to get in the way of your trading. And until you learn how to master them or take control over them, they will take control over you and keep you from being successful. And before I talk about how you can learn how to control your emotions, let's first talk about why this happens. Why do your emotions get in the way? Well, the answer is very simple, right? It's all about money. It's all about the money right here in your dome that you're either making or losing. When you start to lose money, what happens? You don't want to lose money. So your emotions start to get to you, and you start to become afraid. And then the more money you lose, the more afraid you are. Right? Is that not true? But watch what happens. Just the exact opposite of that happens if you're making money. If you're actually making money, it propels you to want to make even more money. And you start to become confident. And even if you lose a trade, it's like it doesn't even bother you because you're just ready to go right in again and keep trading. So it's two different dynamics taking place. Now, I have found the more somebody has been trying to trade and the more that they have been losing, the worse off they are. And it's hard to get them to rebound to be successful traders because it's like they've been horse beat with a whip, and they're just afraid now. They're afraid of that whip. As soon as they take a trade and get in to sell or buy, it's like a whip being hit over them, and they're just afraid of that. They don't want to get hit by that whip anymore, and it just destroys a trader. Absolutely destroys a trader. I'll tell you, there's no market better than that, than the Forex market. That'll destroy any trader I know, and every trader I know. You can listen to this on this message board. You can listen to this on this message board. I don't know who those people are. But all the people I know that trade the Forex, all lost. Sorry, no winners. I'm just I'm just telling you. Everybody in this world is free to believe whatever it is they wish to believe. I traded the Forex for about a year and a half, put everything I got into it. Every single solitary ounce of my strength to try to make money at that market, and I couldn't do it. So I trade oil now. Works for me. And you know what else? More importantly than it works for me, it works for a lot of people I know. I know a lot of people, my clients, my own personal clients, who are trading and making money with oil. Some of them making a lot of money. Does that mean all my clients are making money trading oil? No, unless they're in my trading room, no. Because people struggle with their own trading. And I'm telling you, it's all about the emotions. And if you've been trading before, no matter what you've been trading, whether it be Forex or anything else, and you've been losing, and losing over and over and over again and struggling, then you are in a bad position. But I'm going to try to help you today. There's a few things about trading that you have to begin with. Number one, you've got to have some kind of method or plan, some type of strategy that you're going to use. You know, I don't I don't believe in indicators. I'm just going to come out and say that because obviously I know the code. The code is my indicator. I don't believe in other indicators. I do believe playing regular chart plays on oil. I mean, you could be fairly successful playing some chart plays on oil, like double tops, double bottoms, triple bottoms, stuff like that, breakouts. You can play that kind of stuff with oil, not even use any kind of code or indicators or anything, and be fairly successful as long as you know how to, go for your winners and cut your losses short. As long as you know how to do that, you can do it. But with the code, you can get much more accurate, and therefore, obviously I use the code. That doesn't mean, however, I don't use chart breaks, because I do. That has nothing to do with the code, really. Unless it's a chart break into the code, then I won't take it. Then I'll go back the other way. But otherwise, if it's not anywhere near the code, I'm going to go ahead and take that chart break a lot of times. Not always. Not only if it looks good, if I think I can get a big trade out of it. But they are chart plays, and they do work on oil. So the first thing you have to have is the right method. You've got to have the best method that you can possibly get. Looking for such a method. Now I've never bought a course before in my life, so I have no idea what anybody else is selling or what their information is or anything like that. Why? Because I develop my own systems. I always have. My own method, my own way. I can analyze it, look at it mathematically, and discover a mathematical edge that I can get over the market and start using that method, whatever works, right? Well, in that process, I discovered the code. So now I use exclusively and teach the code, which is superior to anything else. There's nothing that could come close to it. And I discovered it. So, obviously, I'm not trying to give you a sales pitch. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. If you want the best method, you want to use the code. It's as simple as that. Doesn't get any more simple than that. Now that you have the best method, now you can start to use that method and come out ahead mathematically. Especially when you can cut your losses to 11 pennies. Like today, I took a loss today on my last trade. Okay, I lost 11 pennies. But instead of losing 20 pennies, I lost 11 pennies. So you see, I cut that loss short by already placing a tighter stop than what I had when I came in. Alright? So I cut that loss short. And if you can do that, cut your losses short when you're wrong, and then hit your winners when you're right, and you can hit more winners, 6 winners out of 10, then you've got yourself a winning system, and you can make money with that. And the higher you can go, the more money you make. Because let's say instead of winning 6, you win 7. Well, not only do you make 7 wins instead of only 6 wins, but you only lose 3 wins instead of 4 wins. So you end up making a lot more money as you proceed higher in your percentage. If you were to go to 80%, then that's 8 wins and only 2 losses instead of 4 losses. So you see, not only do you make more money, but you also lose less. So you end up making way more money as you go up in percentage. That's why percentage is so important to making money. Because the higher percentage you are, the more the emotions don't get to you. Because why? Because you're going up in money, not down in money. This is another reason why whatever method that you're using, the method should include a tight stop with a much larger exit. So like a 10 penny stop and 20 penny exit is very good. Or if you can occasionally hit 30 pennies or 40 pennies and still have a 10 to 15 penny stop, you're doing really good, as long as you are winning more than you're losing. Simple as that. You're doing really well. You're making money. Now, I was alluding to earlier about what do the best traders that I have seen, what do they all have in common? Well, I've known quite a few good traders. in my trading career, but not that many. You'd be surprised, not that many. There's a really good trader in my room right now. Doesn't talk about himself, but I can tell from my experience trading that he's a very good trader. Name's Reggie from USA. Very good trader. And I've known many other traders like him who are really good at trading. What do they all have in common? Well, I can tell you, because it's easy for me to see the pattern. They all are not afraid to jump in using their method, not arbitrarily, not saying, oh, well, it looks like it's going down now, let's go ahead and take it. Looks like it's going up now, let's go ahead and take it. You get burned like there's no tomorrow playing like that. You have to have some type of method that you are using, some type of strategy that you are using. But they're using the code, so they're not afraid to jump in when the code looks good. Does that mean that they always win? No, they do not. But when they lose, they cut the loss short. And when they win, they take their profits. And they just keep doing this over and over again, not afraid of anything, not afraid to jump in. Having no fear, just always cutting the loss short and always going for some nice wins. Occasionally hitting a big one. This is what all of them have in common. They have learned how to control their emotions. And they have made themselves profitable by doing so. And by remaining consistently profitable, they only become more confident and more sure of themselves and more successful and more inspired, which just makes them even more successful. Every day is not an easy day. Some days are really easy, some days are really hard, some days are in between. You have to learn how to trade each one of those days. The hard days, the in-between days, and the good days. You have to be able to emotionally adapt yourself to that day. That what many people do is they want to win every day. Like, for instance, they have this, I want to make $500 a day. So every day I got to make $500. So right there, you just set yourself up for failure. Two different ways. Number one, you're not going to be able to make $500 every day. So how are you going to handle it? What are you going to do? What risky trade are you going to take to try to make that $500 when you just can't? What are you going to do? You're going to get sloppy. Number two, if you've only got a $500 day that you want to make, what happens when you could have made $1,500 day? All you had to do was just open up and see that it was moving big and it was moving good right off the code, and it started. Let's say you shorted it, dropped out, but you didn't pull your 20 penny exit. You just went for the 20 pennies. I did that a couple times last week. Kicked myself for doing it. But not too much. I don't beat myself up like I used to. That's another thing I gotta teach you, is don't beat yourself up. You are your best friend. Remember that. You are your best friend. Don't beat yourself up. So you made a mistake. Trust me, you're always gonna make them trading. Never will you ever not make a mistake. Okay, last Friday I had a perfect day, 100% day. That's always my goal. And some days I make it. Other days I don't. But the days I don't, I won't beat myself up. Because no matter what you do, you'll be able to beat yourself up, guaranteed. A trader's motto is shoulda, woulda, coulda. Don't bother with that. Just have a method that works. And then go out there and don't be afraid, which comes to my other point. How can you not be afraid to lose money? How? Nobody likes to lose money. Nobody that I know. So how can you not be afraid to lose money? Well, the first thing you have to do, and a lot of you don't want to hear this, but you've really got to. There's two ways. Number one, you've really got to be using money in your account that you're not afraid to lose, so that emotionally you can deal with it better. Okay, because if you're sitting there, I got to pay rent this Friday, I got to make money, emotionally you're just a basket case. But if you've got $5,000 in your account or $3,000 in your account at least, let's say, and you're not afraid to lose, you could make it. The more so that you have that you're not afraid, you can make it even easier. The second way is to come trade with a real professional trader like myself, because I know how to handle the bad days. When you see me have them, you won't see me have a really bad day. I mean, not like a wipeout day or anything like that. It's never gonna happen. Because why? Because I just shut the trading down. Stop trading. Something's wrong. I got the code wrong. My method isn't working. So what should I do? Keep trading while my method's not working? And lose even more? No. Shut it down. Stop. Over for the day. Why? Because tomorrow is a whole new day. A whole new set of circumstances. A whole nother way that oil is going to be trading. It might be going down in a trend. It might be going up in a trend. It might be doing the same thing and just going in a tight little range. You see, you have to be able to account for everything that oil is doing. Open up your perspective and get the bigger perspective of what's going on. What is today? Is today a really big day where it's moving up and down? Is today a really tight range day? Is today a trending day? What kind of a day is it? See, that's another thing that you have to learn. So by trading with me in my trading room, you learn all these things. And over time, that's how you learn how to trade. That's how I learned how to trade. I trade with another professional trader. And what I learned from him was patience and discipline. See, I wanted to get out and trade. I wanted to get out and hit everything. I wanted to get out and see if I could be right on every single thing. This guy would kick back and not even trade. And then all of a sudden come in on a trade. And every time he come in on a trade, he win 90% of the time. 90% accuracy trader. I learned the power of that, because instead of sitting there winning and then losing, and then winning and then losing, and then winning and then losing, what do you got? Nothing. Back to break even. Or maybe you're down, right? Well, his way of trading, he be up and only take 1, 2 trades. And that's it. So I learned that if you can increase your accuracy like that to that level and be patience and discipline, then you can be very, very successful. And this was with stocks, by the way. We were stock traders way back then. Way back in the day, 2002, 2001, we were stock traders. But see, with the code, with this oil trading, you can have a very high mathematical advantage over the market. All you have to do is learn to control your emotions, not be afraid, trade with enough money that you're not afraid to lose, have the right method. If you're not sure of yourself, then you should come trade with a professional trader like me, because you will not only make money, but you will also learn how to trade. The bigger perspective. Every day is different. How to deal with each day. Don't set yourself up for failure before you even begin. And one wonderful thing about the code that helps you with your emotions is, by default, the way the code works is when you take an entry, you can cut your loss very short. So what I do is I come in with a 20 penny bracket order for a stop and for an exit, and then I quickly go and I adjust it to wherever the code says. If it makes it to here, it's wrong. The code is no good anymore. That trade is no good anymore. So I can cut the stop. Sometimes I can cut it to 6 pennies, 7 pennies, sometimes 10 pennies. Today it was 11 pennies. Every day is going to be different. Every trade is different. But most of the time, I take an entry where I can cut it short. See, that's the important thing. It's very important to be able to do that. And with the code, you can. That helps you with your emotions, because then you lose less every time you lose, and then when you win, you make more money than what you lost. Now you gotta do is get the trades right 60% of the time, and you make money. 70% of the time, you make a lot more money. 80% of the time, you're rolling. On Friday, I had 100%. Last Friday. Today's Tuesday, April 16th. I had 100% on last Friday. 3 trades in a row. Well, that really puts you way up and gives you a big profit for the day. It's nice. But another thing that you haven't seen me do is hit a big trade, like a 40 penny or a 50 penny or a 60 penny trade. Well, those are coming. I'm going to start showing those as well. I'm going to start hitting some big trades. And I'm going to show them to you. When you can use the code, when you can use code 2 to know where it is, when you can use code 1 for your entry, and you know which direction code 2 is going to go, and you know about where it's going to go to, then you can set your exit at the appropriate level, and you can make those pennies. Sometimes that's going to be 40 pennies, 50 pennies, 60 pennies, 70 pennies, even 80 pennies that I'm going to start hitting and start showing you. That's the power of knowing the code and trading oil, because oil has that kind of movement during the day. Nothing else does. Nothing else does. That's why I trade oil. I trade the best because it is the best. See, all of these things help you with your emotions, because when you can trade something that you can make a lot of money at, that helps you with your emotions. When you can use a method that really works, that helps you with your emotions. When you have enough money in your account, you're not afraid to lose it, don't need to pay the rent with the money, that helps you with your emotions. See, the people who are making really good money at this, I'll tell you another thing, just to be honest with you, okay, is the people with money. The people with money have money that they can afford to trade and not lose. And so right there emotionally they have it. Whereas the people without money are trying to come up with enough money to open up an account, and then they try to trade, but they're afraid with that money. Those are the people that, you know, it's tough for them. That's why I have a trading room, so that you can come and trade with a professional trader. That will give you your best mathematical edge that you can get. Get off to a good start, get your account going, then you can start to learn it on your own. That's how I started. I mean, I'll be honest with you. That's how I started. You know, actually, when I first started trading, I was trading on my own. I didn't know. I went to the message boards. There was nothing there. I was like, what are these message boards even for? There's like nobody here. They're not even trading. And I went over to Financial Chat and met a bunch of professional traders over there and started trading with them every day. And I went into this really good room with some really quality traders. We had a group of traders who were really super good. And I started learning from them. And, you know, but I was already a profitable trader before I met them, but not anywhere near profitable what I became after trading with them. And so that's really how you need to learn. You need to learn with somebody with experience who does this every day, who knows how to do it, and is a professional at it, so knows how to control it at all times. Because that's something else that you need to learn. If I could tell you one mistake to avoid, this is it. This is another pattern. What will happen is you will maybe do good for a while. Okay? And then all of a sudden, just one day or 2 days or 1 week, you'll blow it all out. Okay? You'll just blow it all out. Down the tube spiral. Why does that happen? It's because you allowed a bad day to become a really bad day. Mark that down. Take a piece of paper, like a stick-it note, and stick that on your monitor and write that down. Never allow a bad day to become a really bad day. Stop it. Stop trading. Cut it off and stop. Don't try to trade anymore. Okay? Red signals should go up all over the place. Stop what you're doing because your method isn't working. I do that with the code. Sometimes I get the code totally wrong. And I'll come out, I'll start taking what I think is the code, it's not the code at all, or maybe right where I took the code, it went into trend mode and lost the first trade, and then maybe I took the next one thinking that was going to be a reversal, and it went right, it was still into trend mode, and I lost 2 trades in a row, and I'm thinking, what on earth am I doing? And I'll just shut it down. Just stop right there. Say, okay, I'm doing something wrong. Unless I can identify what I'm doing wrong, I'm stopping. But if I can identify what I'm doing wrong, say, oh, dum-dum, you just took 2 trades into trend mode. That was smart. And say, okay. And then I can reassess and see if I can get a high percentage trade. See, you have to always look for a high percentage trade. And one of the things that you can use for that is your chart. You can use a daily chart and a 10-minute chart and then a 1-minute chart to see where you are. What does the chart say? Like, for instance, you're getting a double top on the 10-minute chart, and all of a sudden into the code, do the same thing. It's giving you a short entry. Boom, you can take that trade. That's a good trade to take. High mathematical percentage. See, if you only limit your trades to high mathematical percentage trades, then guess what? Your percentage goes up. If your percentage goes up, guess what? Your money goes up. If your money goes up, guess what? Your emotions go up. Just the opposite of losing money. Now you become inspired. Now you become happy. Now for the rest of the day, you're beaming and you're smiling and you're saying, I just made $2,000 today, you know? And it's like a whole nother ball game. Now it's like tomorrow, you can't wait. When is the market going to open up tomorrow? Oh boy, here we go. It's more money making time. That's what you're thinking. And it's like a whole nother dynamic that takes place. Versus if you are losing money, it's like, oh man, that whip is going to come out and whip me again. I can't take it. But you can't get yourself away from the computer. You want to make a trade. But you don't. For me, what I personally do, like the best traders I've seen are the traders who just jump into everything that looks good. They'll just jump in, jump right back out, jump in, jump right back out. They're not afraid to trade. They just keep trading. And they're not afraid. But they also have a good method though. They're not taking arbitrary trades. They have a very specific method that they're using. And they're using that method and it works, and so they keep doing it over and over and over again. Make many trades. I don't trade like that. I really like to be precise in my trading, and I try to get 100% every day. So I try to keep my mathematics as high as I can, at least 70%, and try to hit 80%. And Friday I hit 100%. So, Friday hit 100%, and Thursday I hit, I don't know what it was, but maybe it was 70 or 80%. I don't really know. Whatever it is, I try to keep it as high as possible at all times. Because I learned a long time ago, the higher you can keep that percentage, the more green you got right there. It's as simple as that. And your emotions. Each time you lose, your emotions go down. Believe me, it even happens with me. So don't feel bad about it. But then here comes to my final point. How do you deal with trading without emotions? How can you do that? Well, I can share with you how I've done it. Back in, I think it was like 1991, there was a show called, many are probably familiar with it, Star Trek: The Next Generation. You're probably familiar with the character Data. Well, there was a episode where this young boy, he lost his family and he wanted to be like Data because Data didn't have any emotions. And this kid was hurting from his family being gone, so he had these negative emotions. So he took on this persona like Data without emotions. And that gave me the idea a long time ago for something different than this, but a long time ago of how to be emotionless when you're doing this. Because I was doing this for something else that has something similar to do with this. And so I took on that same persona. Be like Data, like a robot, an android. You don't have emotions. You just have mathematics, nothing else. So I started to pretend like I was a robot and that all I'm going to do is be like a robot without emotions, and I'm going to go in there and use my method. I'm going to cut every loss short, and I'm going to hit my winners. Simple as that. Am I going to get out right here for my winner? No. Am I going to get scared and get out right here for my winner? No. Am I going to get scared and get out right here for my winner? No. I'm going to hit my winner. Because if you take an 11 penny loss and then you take a 6 penny gain, where are you? You're down. You must hit your winners. And you must cut the loss short. It's just a game of mathematics. You understand? Not emotion. So I just said, I'm going to be emotionless. I'm a robot. I don't feel emotions. And I'm just going to play it like a robot would play it. Just pretend in my own mind. Right? Down deep, I know all this isn't true. And it does get to me. But if you can know that that's your enemy, you can learn how to control it in whatever way that you feel comfortable in controlling it. I mean, maybe you can control it through some other method. But I think the best way, at least for me, is just to feel like I don't have any emotions. It's just mathematics. Because here's what happens. You get into a trade, real money's on the line, and you become like a deer in headlights. Now, why does a deer stop in the middle of headlights and just stay there until it gets hit instead of just easily just jumping out of the way? Why? Because it's scared. It can't think. It's scared. It can't move. It can't think. It's temporarily just so confused. The brain is not thinking anymore properly. Otherwise, it would just jump out of the way. Same with you. You get in, real money is on the line, you can't think now. You don't know what to do. You're just praying that it's going to go down, that it's going to work, that it's going to go up if you're long, it's going to go down if you're short. You can't think. You must. That's why in demo you can do well, and in real trading you don't. What would help you is to trade with a real professional trader like myself, because then at least you'll be with an experienced trader using an experienced method, a proven method, and you'll have your best mathematical chance. It's as simple as that. That way you can get yourself off to a good start instead of a bad start and start to build up your account. And then what happens is as you make money, your emotions will go up. And you'll start to feel better and better and better. Now you won't be so afraid to trade anymore because you'll have money in your account. And you can start making some of your own trades as you learn. And it will just take on a whole nother dynamic instead of losing money. So I hope this has been some useful information to you. I've got a lot of experience trading, so I've pretty much seen a lot. And I will be back with more videos to teach you even more, because I have a lot of experience trading and I can help you in many different ways, teach you about different things, how to help you in your trading, including what you should set up your computer as and everything. You know, you really need a nice computer system to do some good trading with. And I'll show you how I do it using two different sources of internet connection, everything, two different computers, the whole bit, and show you how you really want to be set up. You can't afford that yet, then obviously you need to make money. Once you make money, you can afford these things. So anyway, I'll be back with more videos to keep teaching you and keep trying to help you the best I can on how to learn how to really do real trading and make money. Take care and happy trading out there.